Now, it's been nearly 2 years since Nathaniel Yulis was killed, allegedly by police officers, and justice has still not been served. Despite the trial getting underway and more than 15 witnesses testifying already, the death of Judge Ramurumo Monama has led to the trial having to start afresh. Pre-trial proceedings are set to get underway in June this year. eNCA's Heidi Jokos is speaking to the family and friends of Nathaniel Yulis about the delays. Good morning, Heidi. I'm sure the family is very, very heartbroken that when they thought this matter could be finalized, there was an unfortunate event, the judge passed away, and now they have to start all over again. How are they feeling?
Yes, indeed, Mfundo. I think this is really tragic, and if it doesn't break anybody's hearts, then I don't know what will, because this was such a tragic story when Nathaniel Yulis passed away, and then the trial eventually kick-started and was almost near completion, and sadly the judge passed away. But we are joined by Nathaniel Yulis' mother, Bridget, and sibling, Petunia. Thank you both so much for speaking to us today. I know it's not easy to constantly be reminded of the tragic passing of Nathaniel Yulis, but I want us to speak firstly to you, Mom, about how difficult it must be for you. You lost your son, but you also have to constantly be in and out of court, delay after delay. Now the judge has passed away. The matter has to start from the beginning.
It's devastated for me as a parent because Nathaniel was a good person, and he was an honest speaking person. He was an angel. He didn't harm anyone. And for me, just to come as police officers, just take his life, just like that, with no reason. Because Nathaniel couldn't harm anyone. He was just for himself, greeting people, smiling, laughing, because he was a special child. That's what he was.
Do you still have faith and hope in the judicial system? Do you still think that justice will be served in this matter?
As now as this pre-trial is to start now, we're giving our best shot the last time and says no, we're gonna have justice, we're gonna have justice. But now it's now a pre-trial, and for what? Why do we have to relive this nightmare? Why does it have to be, we have to be constantly reminded that our son is gone, and they don't remind those 3 police officers that justice needs to be served? You know, they are free out there still, running around, driving around in El Dorado Park, God knows which way they are back. Sometimes I see them and I don't have my phone on me. But you know what, God's grace is upon our lives, and He's covering us, and He's guiding us, and He's with us always. So we trust in God that we can have justice this time.
It must be very difficult for you. I've covered the previous trial when it was underway, and you used to sit there and you used to sob because you used to listen to what led to the death of Nathaniel Yulis, and now you have to go through that again because the matter has to start all over again. That must be very difficult for you.
It's very difficult because to hear how many pellets went in Nathaniel, it's about 199 pellets went in, and I was a little bit confused that day because I thought for myself that I even asked Pastor Bota, how can they take out 194 pellets out of his body and leave 5 in? And I was crying and I couldn't understand and I was confused. And he came out to me and he says, no, it's 194 they left in and 5 they took out. And the packet looked so little bit big because the pellets is long, and I was really devastated. I couldn't understand it. That's why I break down. To hear how many pellets the little body of Nathaniel took that night, and nobody was there with him to cover him and hold him as a mother. It breaks my heart. You know, I was just a few miles away from the house. They could have just come to me and say, whose child is this? Ask around, whose child is this? Instead of shooting him to pass on, you know. Yeah. That night was a nightmare. That no parent can live through here.
Thank you for speaking to us. I know it's very difficult. Maybe we can bring you in here, sister. I know it's not easy to speak, so I really do thank you for speaking to us. But maybe I can ask the same question that I asked your mom with regards to the fact that this matter has to now start all over again because the judge unfortunately passed away, and you have to relive all of that again. If you can't speak, I understand, but maybe just tell us how difficult that is for you as a sister and as being part of this family, having to relive this all over again.
For me, it's difficult as a sister because, like, for me, it feels like nothing is happening to this case, and for me, as a sister, like, we just want justice to be served.
Maybe just tell us what Nathaniel meant to you and how important it is for the whole of South Africa to see this case through and to actually see something being done about it.
Nathaniel was important to me. He was my brother. In the situation that he was in, Down syndrome, he didn't harm anyone. He was a loving person. He could play with everyone here in the street.